Have you ever heard a song that instantly transports you to another time and place? Maybe it's a melody from your childhood, or a tune that reminds you of a special moment with loved ones. Sometimes, a song can stir your heart so deeply that it brings back memories of God's goodness and faithfulness in your life. That's exactly what Psalm 78 is like, a song that reaches into our past and brings its lessons into our present. It's more than just a song. It's a history lesson, a heartfelt reminder, and a powerful message all rolled into one beautiful passage. The Bible is filled with stories of God's love and faithfulness, but Psalm 78 stands out as something truly special. It calls us to pause, reflect, and remember the ways God has worked in our lives and throughout history. It urges us to share these stories with our children, to pass on the miracles and wonders God has done so that future generations will know Him. We must never let ourselves forget His faithfulness, even in the smallest moments of our lives. This psalm tells the story of the Israelites, God's chosen people, as they journeyed through the wilderness. God chose them, led them, and cared for them as His own. He freed them from slavery in Egypt, breaking their chains and giving them hope for a new future. He even parted the Red Sea, making a way where there seemed to be no way. But even after witnessing these incredible miracles, the Israelites still struggled to trust God completely, just as we sometimes do. Psalm 78 teaches us a vital lesson about the importance of remembering and learning from the past. We must make it a habit to remember God's goodness, to write it down, to talk about it, and to celebrate it. When we remember, our faith grows stronger, and we become more confident in God's promises. Psalm 78 encourages us to trust God more deeply, knowing that He has always been faithful, and He always will be. Imagine walking through a vast, endless desert. The sun beats down, and the sand stretches as far as you can see. Each step feels heavier than the last, and hope seems distant. You are hungry and thirsty, your mouth dry and your strength fading. The journey feels impossible, and you wonder if help will ever come. Then, in the middle of your struggle, something incredible happens. Food falls from the sky. Manna, a gift you never expected, appears right when you need it most. Sweet, refreshing water flows from a rock, quenching your thirst and reviving your spirit. It feels like a miracle. This is what the Israelites experienced in the wilderness. God miraculously provided manna and water for them, meeting their needs in the most unexpected ways. But Psalm 78 doesn't just talk about the good times. It also tells us about the moments when the people doubted, complained, and even turned away from God. It talks about their doubts and complaints, their struggles to trust when things got hard, and their moments of weakness. Even then, God never gave up on them. He always offered forgiveness, patience, and a second chance, showing His love again and again. This psalm reminds us that God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. His faithfulness never changes, no matter what we face. He is still performing miracles in our lives, sometimes in ways we don't expect or immediately recognize. We might not see manna falling from the sky, but we see His hand in our health, our relationships, our daily provision, and the moments of joy and comfort He brings. Let's be people who remember God's faithfulness, who pause to give thanks and reflect on all He has done for us. Let's share these stories with the next generation, so they too can know and trust in God's unfailing love and faithfulness. The Israelites faced many challenges in the wilderness. Their journey was not just a physical trek, but a test of faith and endurance. Each day brought new obstacles, and every hardship revealed the depth of their trust in God. They wandered for 40 long years, moving from place to place, searching for the land God had promised them. Why did their journey take so long? Because they forgot God's miracles and the ways He had provided for them in the past. They allowed fear and doubt to cloud their judgment, letting uncertainty overshadow the hope they once had. Psalm 78 warns us against repeating their mistakes, urging us to remember and reflect on God's faithfulness. When we forget what God has done, we start to rely on our own strength, thinking we can handle everything alone. We become impatient and discouraged, losing sight of the bigger picture and the purpose behind our struggles. But when we remember His goodness, our perspective changes. Gratitude fills our hearts, and hope is renewed. We are reminded that God is bigger than any problem we face, and His power is greater than our fears. We find strength to keep going, even when the path is difficult and the journey seems endless. We choose faith over fear, trusting that God will guide us through every trial. Just like the Israelites, we all face challenges in life, moments when we feel lost or overwhelmed. But we don't have to face them alone. We can lean on each other and on God's promises. God is with us every step of the way, offering guidance, comfort, and hope for the journey ahead. Psalm 78 is not just an ancient story. It's actually a message of hope for us today. It reminds us that God is still in the miracle-working business. When we read about God's faithfulness to the Israelites, our faith is ignited. We realize that the same God who parted the Red Sea is still alive and at work in our lives. This psalm encourages us to trust God even when we don't understand. Even when we face difficulties, we can hold on to the hope that He is working everything out for our good. Remember, God is faithful. He keeps His promises. What He did for the Israelites, He can do for you and me. Friends, Psalm 78 is a call to action. It's a reminder that we are part of a larger story, a story of God's faithfulness through generations. Let's be people who remember. Let's share God's goodness with everyone we meet. Let's tell our children and grandchildren about His love and power. As we trust God and learn from the past, we build a legacy of faith for the future. We leave a heritage of hope and victory for generations to come. Remember, God is on your side. He has a good plan for your life. Trust Him, and He will never